So this past weekend at the Harvard Invite, we had 2 days of competition. The first day, Saturday, was against University of Toronto. Toronto's a good team with a lot of talented players, and a team that we'd be evenly matched with. We just didn't execute very well together, and we didn't shoot very well, and we got down early and tried to play catch up the whole game, which is hard to do. They ran out the clock on us. But what happened on Sunday was we talked about doing the basics, the fundamentals, as well as we could, and doing the fundamentals better than the other team, rather than trying to do the fancy stuff better, because the fancy stuff has low odds. The fundamentals have much higher odds. And we came out on Sunday and we put it together. We had a great game against Wagner. We led the whole way. At one point we were up 5. And then after the first half of playing the fundamentals very well, we spent the third quarter trying to do fancy things rather than just the basics. And we kind of let them back into the game before going back to the basics in the fourth quarter and closing it out 13-10.
So for us, getting the number 1 seed is pretty big because it allows us to avoid some of the tougher competition until the semifinals or the finals. So historically, we've been a lot of times matched up with Johns Hopkins in the finals, and since they're not there, it was good for us to be able to get the number 1 seed without having to do a whole lot. So we're the 1 seed, and we're going to play against, I think, Monmouth and Penn State Behrend on the first day, and the winner of those games is going to move on to the finals and play the winner of Washington and Jefferson Conn College. And so we see Conn College a lot. We were in the same conference as them last year, so we see them all the time. So it's always a pretty interesting game just because there's a lot of history there.
The D3 Easterns are always, or typically, a battle between Johns Hopkins and MIT. This is my 3rd season. The first season, we met in the finals with Hopkins, and we came out on top in an amazing game, beat them by, I think, 4 goals in a very close game, though. And then the following year, last season, we met in the championship again. And they scored the winning goal with a minute left. Hopkins isn't going to be there this year, which is not to say that it's an easy ride for us, because there are other teams that are very competitive. And if we don't come out and play well, if we don't play our game well, it's going to be a difficult road for us. If we are fortunate and we do win the championship without Hopkins there, I'm not going to feel too bad, because we played them earlier in the year and we beat them with that last-second goal with 4 seconds to play. So I feel with or without Hopkins, if we can win this championship, it's ours.
Yeah, so I think the first day is going to be playing against teams that we don't normally see. We haven't played Monmouth yet this year. And so the first day is kind of just getting used to the pool, getting used to the environment and all that stuff. So the first game is, will prepare us, and then after that we'll be able to reflect on what we learned from that game moving on.